Good afternoon. Welcome to our public information session. Again, today this is the fourth session that we've had since we started, and I'm very pleased with the progress that we've made since the first virtual information forum that we've had. Good afternoon. Welcome to our fourth public information forum for us to make sure that we are doing, and that's the reason why we've been having these forums, to answer questions and to provide you with the information that we think you need to know and would like to know at this time. There will be additional information coming forth from us periodically as we proceed through the school year. As you know, today is about 8 days away from the start of the new 2021 school year, which we will begin on Tuesday, September the 8th. I'm excited. I'm ready for us to get started, and I'm sure parents and students are as well as our teachers and other staff members. As I was saying earlier, when you have changes, your partner needs to be communication. I am pleased that we have been providing our community, all of the stakeholders, with ongoing communication through various means by which we've used. Today is a very special day because we have all of our elementary principals here who are going to be sharing with you a variety of information relative to the reopening of each of the respective schools that they represent. Again, we want to welcome you and thank you for your being with us today. And at this time, I'm going to ask Mrs. Jessica Williams, our Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction, to come forward, and she will present the principals and some other information that she has for you as you tune in to us today. Again, thank you and welcome.
Good afternoon to everyone. I would like to again thank you for your support during these unprecedented times and let you know that we are working diligently to ensure that our students receive a well-rounded education even in the midst of this pandemic. We want to thank you for choosing either the virtual model or the blended model of instruction for your child. In each model, students will be exposed to direct instruction from their teacher, and your child will have independent assignments to complete. I just want to take a minute to just express the importance of attendance. Please note that we've stated that on Wednesdays, our teachers will be involved in professional development, and they will have office hours where they can be contacted by you, or they will contact you just to answer some questions that you may have about your child's assignments. And they will also utilize that time to work with small groups of students who may need some extra remediation. But we want you to know that instruction and learning will take place 5 days per week. So each day may look differently, but students will be engaged in learning 5 days per week. Attendance on each day of the week, either through direct instruction with the teacher or by completing independent assignments, is very, very important. I would like to just take a moment to thank our Office of Federal Programs for hosting a wonderful back-to-school bash on this past Saturday. Over 1,000 families were served, and they received backpacks with school supplies and fresh produce from Low Country Food Bank. And I want to just thank you again and our entire community for your participation. Today, we have the pleasure, as Mr. Tyndall stated, of having our elementary principals with us to share some pertinent information with you that's specific to their schools. And at this time, Each of our principals will come before you in their own special way. We will start with Bells Elementary, then Cottageville, then Forest Hills, Petersburg Elementary, and then Northside.
My name is Amy Lieberud, and I am the principal of Bells Elementary School, and I'm very excited for our new school year to be starting. I want to share with you some information that's going to help our school year to run smoothly. I want to talk to you for a minute about our car rider procedure. Our students that are in pre-K through second grade will be dropped off at our main entrance of the building. This is the door that is at the main office, right there where you normally come into our main office. Our students in the third grade through the fifth grade will be dropped off at the door near the cafeteria. This is the drop-off that we used last year. This is going to help us to keep the number of students in one area in the hallway down in the mornings. Our car rider dismissal procedure, the car riders are going to be called from their classrooms to come down the hallways to exit the main entrance. So this is a little different for our students, and this is going to take us some time to get used to. Our bus riders will come in through the bus loop, and they will unload one bus at a time, and the students will proceed down the hallway to their classrooms. When our bus riders are dismissed, we will call them one bus at a time. They will be walked to the bus loop and loaded one bus at a time. All students will report to their classrooms in the morning, and they will have breakfast in their classroom. Parents, please be patient with us. This might take us a little bit longer than usual when we're dismissing. Breakfast and lunch will be served in our classrooms. We will have recess, and we work out a schedule with our teachers to take the children out on the playground or for a walk. The custodians will be disinfecting the equipment between classes. Our related arts, for those students that are in our virtual model, they will receive their related arts by remoting in on Google Meet to receive their instruction. And the blended students will receive their related arts in their classrooms. The related arts teachers will go into the classrooms to eliminate movement in the hallways. Face coverings are going to be required by everyone that is in the building. A face covering can reduce the amount of virus particles that someone can spread, cutting the risk of becoming infected. So this is a key way for everyone that they can help to contain the pandemic. As part of our family time that we have every morning, we will talk with students about face coverings. We will go over the do's and the don'ts of face coverings with our students. Children need to wear a mask or face covering while boarding and riding the school bus, while entering and exiting the school building, and while they're in the classrooms. Bus riders should have a face covering on when they arrive at their bus stop and should practice social distancing. When a student exits their car, they will be required to have a face covering on, and they will wear a face covering when they're being dismissed to their car. All of our teachers will have office hours each day, and they will be sharing these office hours with the parents. The teachers will also share their daily schedule with parents and with students. Visitors will be limited in our building. If a parent needs to come in the building and go past our main office, please please see me. Technology questions will be directed to Ms. Angela Williams, and her extension is 46109. We're going to have a fantastic year this year at Bells Elementary School, and I cannot wait to see my Bells Bears. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Janice Head. I'm the principal of Cottageville Elementary School, and I'm going to share some information with you that will help us have a productive year. For our blended students, we're going to have those students enter the building in several ways. For our pre-K and K students, we will enter the building through the pre-K doors. That would be if you're standing in front of the building to the left. For our first grade students, they will enter the building using the first grade door. And students in grades 2 through 5 will enter the building using the main entrance door. Car rider students will be dismissed in the afternoon through these same exit doors. We will have staff members positioned throughout the hallway to monitor and promote social distancing. Bus riders in the mornings will unload from front of the bus to the back of the bus. And again, we will have these staff members in the hallways to monitor their social distancing as well. As you know, our coronavirus is primarily spread through respiratory droplets. Face masks and face coverings help to prevent the spread of the virus by keeping the droplets out of the air and all surfaces. Face masks are required during the instructional day. Students must have a mask on prior to entering the bus or building. Masks should cover the nose and mouth and be secured under the chin. Masks should be cleaned frequently. For our breakfast and lunch, they will be delivered to the classrooms and students will eat in the classroom. Recess will be offered either inside the building or outside as either a walking activity or group-led physical activity. For our dismissals, our buses will be called one at a time, and students will dismiss directly from the classroom to the bus ramp. Students will be placed in order to be loaded on the bus from the back of the bus to the front of the bus. Car riders, pre-K through 3rd grade students, will be dismissed from their lanes. 4th and 5th grade riders will be dismissed from the main hallway. Again, we will be social distancing our students that are the car riders as well. Our blended students will receive related arts instruction in the classroom on the days the students are present in the building, and virtually on the days the students are at home. PE classes may go outside for directed group activities. Our related arts teachers will sanitize their items between classroom visits. Virtual students will receive their online related arts instruction Monday and Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Visitors will be limited in the building. Parents needing access beyond the main office must seek permission from an administrator. Teachers will share their schedule and their office hours with parents at the completion of our weekdays. Technology questions should be directed to Ms. Judy Rebell, and her extension is 11200. Our theme for this year is Adventure Awaits. We can't wait to see you back in our building. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Wilsie Hamilton, the principal of Forest Hills Elementary School. We are super excited to be greeting our Cougar Cubs on next Tuesday. We want to say thank you to our parents for helping to make sure that our Leap Big activities this week have gone over without a hitch. You guys are truly, truly awesome. We issued and published a student and parent handbook. A lot of our information can be found in that book. It is very detailed. However, I would like to highlight a few things. For arrival and dismissal, buses will unload one at a time. Students will enter through our bus loop entrance, and they will follow the signs for social distancing. Our car riders will enter through the through the entrance that they've always entered. We will unload 3 to 5 cars at a time. This will help us to ensure that social distancing is happening. We will have staff members stationed throughout our building to make sure our students get to where they need to be in a timely manner and a safe manner. During dismissal, we will dismiss from our classrooms. We will come over our loudspeaker and dismiss buses one at a time, and then we will dismiss car riders. Our meals will be delivered to classrooms daily, and students will eat in the classroom. We are asking that face covering and masks be worn throughout the day. This is done so that we can help reduce the spread of the virus. Also, students will have access to outside activities at the teacher's discretion. Our teachers will have office hours set up, and they are prepared to share those details with you guys. Also, we will be limiting the number of visitors in the building as well. If you need to access the building beyond the front office or the lobby area, we do ask that you please consult with a member of the admin team. Students who will be attending twice a week in the blended model is asked to wear school-approved uniforms or to adhere to the dress code policy that has been approved for the 2020-2021 school year. Also, students will have access to our related arts teachers via their Google Meet links. That's whether they're blended or virtual. Also, if you plan on signing your children out, we ask that you call ahead so that we can have the children prepared in the office area waiting for you, so that when you get there, you can just pick them up and leave. We ask that you please contact the school, visit our school website, look at our class dojo, stay abreast with our Facebook page for all details that we publish leading up until next Tuesday. We are looking forward to a awesome school year. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Joseph Hollington, principal of Petersburg Elementary School. First of all, I would like to publicly thank the Board of Trustees and Mr. Tindall for the opportunity to serve as principal for the 2021 school year at Petersburg Elementary. I look forward to working collaboratively with our students and their parents, with my staff members and the district leadership team to move Petersburg Elementary School forward. I also like to thank my colleagues at the elementary schools, Blackstreet, the Middle and High School, the Career Academy, Adult Ed, and the Success Center for their words of encouragement and support. I hope to continue working with them this school year. This past week and today, we have been engaged in LEAP. We have one more day left. If you have not made your appointment, you still have time to do so. If you need an appointment, please call the school to speak with your child's teacher. During these sessions, students have the opportunity to be engaged or introduced to Google Classroom. Parents learned about our Leader Lead program and took a brief survey. And students took the STAR reading assessment, and the 4 and 5K took the PALS or KRA assessment. And finally, parents got to check out a Chromebook if they needed one for their child. As we navigate these uncharted waters, we ask that you be patient with us as we continue to get back in the swing of things. We'll be having a virtual open house this Thursday, September 3rd, from 5 to 6 o'clock p.m. Be on the lookout for more information. Speaking of information, one of our main modes of communication is Class Dojo. If you have not connected with Class Dojo, it will be very important that you get connected. Please contact your child's teacher for more information. Here's some vital information you need to be aware of. For our blended students entering the school building throughout the day, upon arrival, both bus and car arrivals will be instructed to sanitize their hands before entering the building. A monitor will direct students to the cafeteria to pick up their breakfast. Cafeteria staff will assist with serving Monitors will ensure that students are social distancing in the cafeteria as well as they travel to the classroom. It's very important that it's very important that everyone wear a mask. So wearing a mask will ensure that everyone is doing their part to lowering the transmission rate. Again, we all students, staff, and visitors to the building comply with these guidelines. We'll send home more information on the first day of school about these guidelines as well. As far as lunch and recess, it's scheduled for, and I'm scheduled right now between hours of the time 11 and 11:30. Lunch will be distributed by the cafeteria to the classroom each day. Students will have access to equipment, certain equipment on the playground. However, students will be able to go outside for a break or fresh air. Keep in mind, staff members will be monitoring students to ensure safety as well as social distancing. During dismissal, students will remain in their classroom until the bus number or ride has arrived. They will be escorted to their mode of transportation by a staff member. As far as the related arts schedule, both virtual and blended will get related arts. Instructional for blended will be delivered in the classroom. The teacher will report to the homeroom classroom. For virtual, again, they will do it online. Please stay in contact with your child's teacher. Let us all continue to work to make sure that we have a successful school year. I look forward to the partnership. Thank you. Thank you for all you do and support that you will give Hendersonville. Take care and be well.
Good afternoon. I'm Catherine Pinchuk, principal at Northside Elementary, home of the Northside Stars, where we are reaching higher, shining brighter. This year at Northside, we're excited to be able to utilize an element of the district's Google Suite extensions by communicating with our students and parents through district-assigned student email, as well as continue to utilize our webpage, Facebook, and Class Dojo. It is imperative that the school has updated contact information in order to maximize communication. If you have not heard from your student's teacher, please note that they may not have a valid working number, so please contact our school at 843-782-0015 to make sure that we have current contact information for your student. A copy of the parent-student handbook is being emailed to our students' email to limit paper costs as well as having to touch materials. All blended students arriving at Northside, whether by car or by bus, will enter through the city's route entrance to Northside and proceed around the designated bus loop or car rider loop. Bus riders will enter through the bus ramp entry, one bus at a time, and proceed straight to class. Car riders will enter through the car rider entry and report straight to class as well. Northside faculty and staff will be monitoring the students as they proceed through the hallway to maintain social distancing. Breakfast and lunch will be delivered to the classrooms to limit transitions in the building and limit contact with other classes while eating. A block of daily time has been scheduled to accommodate lunch and a recess movement time frame for each level. Each individual grade level class will be able to have independent movement time. This is for our blended classes, and it is also built into the virtual schedule as well, so the students can have that movement brain break time at home. Procedures for recess and movement expectations for students will be taught during our first 2 weeks of school so that students maintain the required procedures. In alignment with our PBIS expectations of being safe and respectful, as well as keeping with CDC guidelines, students are expected to wear their mask on the bus, before entering the bus, while on the bus, in the building, as well as our car riders should have their mask in place prior to entering the building as well. Students will be dismissed from the teachers' classrooms this year in an effort to maintain social distancing during dismissal time. Students will be called in smaller groups in order to accommodate students exiting the building to the cars or buses safely. Buses will be called one bus at a time during dismissal. Parents, we do ask that you are patient with us during this process as we normally dismiss our car riders first. Every Northside student, whether blended or virtual, will have the opportunity to have art, PE, music, or library. Related arts teachers will deliver instruction by either reporting to the grade level teachers' classes, live stream lessons, and/or pre-recorded lessons. Lessons focused on providing social-emotional support to our students will be delivered by their homeroom grade level teacher as well as with our guidance counselor and positive behavior support specialist. We do ask that any visitors who need to be entering our building get administrative clearance prior to moving beyond the office. We thank you so much. We're looking forward to an amazing year.
We would like to thank all of our elementary principals for sharing detailed information specific to their schools. And I just want to say that they have been working non-stop to make sure that we have safe reopening of our schools. And when I say non-stop, I mean weekdays, weekends. Their faculty, their staff have been working very, very hard. So we want to say thank you to all of our principals for all of your hard work. And as always, parents, if you have any additional questions, please feel free to call your child's school and they will be very happy to assist you. At this time, Mr. Cliff Warren, Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources and Operations, will come before you with pertinent information. Mr. Warren.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Ms. Williams. Just a couple announcements from operations. Just as a reminder that our bell schedules and start and end times have remained the same. As a reminder, the Early Childhood Center school day hours are from 7:30 to 1:55. Elementary school day hours are from 7:30 to 2:15. Middle school, 8:30 to 3:15. And high school will be 8:30 to 3:30. Please make sure, again, you check with your child's school to get more specific information about unloading and loading at your location. I also want to remind our parents, if their child is involved in virtual learning, there'll still be an opportunity for them to pick up a lunch from your child's school. Please check with your child's location, and we'll be announcing later this week of the times and the locations for those meals to be picked up. And again, if you are not available to be able to come and pick up your child's lunch, you can send someone else, but we will need to know your child's name and also who is picking up the lunches for our documentation. Again, those will be available, and please be checking at your child's school for more information about those locations and times. At this time, we're glad to have again Mr. Gary Bradley, our Director of Student Transportation, who will be forthcoming with some information from Student Transportation. Mr. Bradley.
Thank you, Mr. Warren. Good afternoon from the Office of Transportation. Just want to bring some highlights and some safety reminders. Just a first reminder is bus registration. End of the day tomorrow is that we're ending our bus registration. So by the end of the day tomorrow, we need to have your bus registered. If you're going to ride a school bus, we need to make sure your student is registered. If you don't get in by that time, then you'll follow normal procedures to the school, and we'll have up to 72 hours to place your student on a school bus. The staff in Transportation Office is working real hard to make sure we complete our routes. So our routes will be posted and finalized by the end of this week and posted on our website and sent to the schools by end of day on Friday. Special needs students. So special needs students that are riding the school bus, obviously normally our drivers will be contacting those students personally to give a little more relationship to that contact to make sure we know what time we're going to pick that student up and drop that student off. From a safety standpoint, from a social distancing standpoint as well, our buses are only going to be filled at 50%, which is half capacity, to allow for social distancing. Only 2 students will be sitting in a seat at one time if they're from the same household or siblings. Only 1 child per seat. Also, from a cleaning and disinfecting standpoint, we will be using the electrostatic sprayers. We will clean those school buses at least twice a day, after every AM route, after every PM route, and any time the bus is used in between the highlighted areas will be disinfected as well. Ventilation on the school bus. To help get that outside air exchange in the school bus, our ACs will be turned on, but we'll also have windows down on each side of the bus and our roof vents open on the top to increase the air exchange for the outside air. As all of the elementary principals have already stated, our bus pickup and drop off, that will be picked up and dropped off by bus number, by route number, one at a time, to ensure that we have a special and social distancing practice at all times. PPE, it is responsibility and adhere to is proper PPE on school bus. Face masks are to be worn at all times on the school bus. They're also to be worn at the bus stop while waiting for the school bus, along with social distancing. So parents, please ensure that you help us out with that at the bus stop with your children to ensure they are practicing social distancing and have their face mask on. However, if a student comes to the bus stop without one, we will have extras on board the school bus to hand out to your student at that time. However, we will turn that over also to administration at schools to inform the mom that the student was not equipped with personal PPE on that day to ensure that they have personal face masks to wear. And lastly, managing the parents. We want to make sure that parents understand the importance of your child. If your child is not feeling well or sick for the morning, please do not bring them to the bus stop. Please do not have them get on the school bus. We want to respect the driver. We want to respect other students, and we must maintain social distancing. And it's our job to keep every student and all of our drivers and monitors safe from COVID-19. So if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to the Transportation Department. My staff is working hard to complete the routes for everyone to be safe. So if you have any questions, concerns, again, reach out to Transportation. We'll be happy to work with you any way we can. Thank you and have a good day.
We had no questions submitted to us today prior to coming on with you. So therefore, we will wait for future questions from you, and please know that at any point you can submit questions to us for the public information forum. Let me take this opportunity to thank all of our presenters today. Everybody had some very valuable information to share with you. I certainly hope that you have been able to listen and you have obtained the information that was provided. However, if you did not and you still have additional questions, it's been stated already, please feel free to contact your school principal first, and then any of us at the district office level too. Just know that reopening school is an exciting opportunity and time for us who've been in education for a while. We certainly hope that you and your children are. Likewise, we look forward to next Tuesday, and your students being either returned to the school for blended in-person face-to-face instruction, or that you will begin instruction virtually. Either or, please know that we are here to support you and your children. Again, thank you for being with us today. At this time, this concludes today's forum. Thank you very much.